What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha. And I do this particular reaction at great personal sacrifice for the Aha family. And what I mean by that is, I ran out of tea in my last reaction, but this little ragamuffin is sitting on the chair and she's awake. So if I go to the kitchen to get some tea, she might wander out there, she might not come back. And I feel like there's been a number of Aha reactions recently where she hasn't been present, so I will do this reaction with no tea so that we can have Luca hanging out. She looks like she's in that sort of state where she's waking up, not quite yet mischievous, but getting there mentally. In any case, we are going to return to the MTV Unplugged album, Summer Solstice. In fact, I was going to go back to do more of the bonus tracks, of which there are a great many for Hunting High and Low. Once again, shout out to Sophia, and apologies, not just with her, but there's a few people I've been meaning to email back, and I just, you know, on days where I don't do any videos, I'm busy, and so then it gets to the next day, and it's like, oh man, but I haven't done any videos, so if I keep not doing videos, it's going to create more of a backlog. So I'm constantly in the whirlwind, and I keep, like, shorting the emails, so I do apologize, but my intention is to get back to everybody. But yeah, she sent me the Hunting High and Low bonus material, and there's like 24 tunes in there, including a number that, at least by name, aren't related to any other tunes. Now, granted, Lesson 1 turned out to be Take On Me, so there might be more examples of that where an earlier version of a song actually went by a different name, and once it starts, I may recognize it at least in part. But then I remembered, oh wait, I was supposed to go back, because when we had listened to The Killing Moon, when we got to the end of that, they made the point that, you know, Alison Moyet is going to come out, and I was very excited. Now, a couple people did say that, you know, I like Alison Moyet a great deal, but it's maybe not the absolute best, you know, live performance with or by her. I don't remember exactly what the nature of the comment was. I think there were a couple, but basically they were saying, you know, temper your expectations a little, and I'm willing to do that, but I'm a big Alison Moyet fan. I think her voice is, you know, a very unique specimen. Like, she just, the power she has, the soul she has in her voice, I really do enjoy it. So we're going to listen to her and Aha sing from Summer Moved On from Minor Earth Major Sky. I think a really good album, and a fantastic track that has a very emotional, like, flowing quality to it. So it's a good tune, and I'm looking forward to hearing Alison Moyet on it. So let's listen. This is from the acoustic or unplugged performance, 2017 Summer Solstice. It's Summer Moved On, originally from Minor Earth Major Sky, 2000, and it's featuring Alison Moyet.
Summer moved on, and the way it goes, you can't tag along. Honey moved out, and the way it went leaves no doubt. Moments will pause in the morning light. I found out seasons got lost, and there's just one thing left to us.
Her voice definitely sounds a little different from what I've listened to back in the 80s.
Friendships move on until the day you can't get along. Handshakes unfold, and the way it goes, no one knows. Moments will pass in the morning light. I found out seasons don't last, and there's just one thing left to ask. Don't just walk away. just one thing left to
It's not warm in here. It's warm in here.
Going to many a punk show and many, especially a techno party over the years, it's, you know, it's something that you just got to deal with of events. I remember going to a techno party, I think it was like, it was a pretty famous club. I don't think it was the Viper Room, but it was some like club in Hollywood, but it was like, you know, like a techno night or whatever. And so some DJs that, you know, I had seen play at other events were there. And we like everybody in the show was dying. There were people like going shirtless, like it was so crazy hot. So again, large musical events do tend to have that happen. But no, I did enjoy it. It's interesting, like I'm going through Moyet's material from the 80s. You know, I knew Yazoo material, although in the States, you know, they were listed as Yaz, like that's just how we knew them, and apparently that was like a legal thing. But I knew her Yazoo material going back to the 80s, and I had reconnected with it very early in doing like synth pop deep dives. You know, I began doing those probably about a year ago, because when this channel first started, it was like techno and punk rock only, and then I began expanding. But yeah, ultimately I'm now going through her solo material, and I'm up to like the late 80s, but the voice we hear here, you know, it's much later. It's like 30 years later, so it sounds different than the Alison Moyet that I've been going through. So that stood out to me, but only because I haven't taken that full journey yet. And, you know, again, as with Morton's voice, you can hear it evolve. Though I will say, and this is not a knock on Alison, but like, in the moment, I feel like Morton can, like, even though his voice has changed, I know they even reconfigured some of the songs so he can sing in a lower register, but I feel like Morton can still get to those, you know, celestial heights. And in this song, it felt like Alison's voice, it came across as less soulful, not in a bad way, but more almost like musical theater. Like it was reminding me of like a, you know, a female like lead part, like a matriarch type of part in some opera, or at least like a musical. So yeah, her delivery felt a little bit different, and the tonal character of her voice, it did sound older. Indeed, you know, I just started going through ABBA's 2021 album, and you can definitely hear that the two ladies' voices have aged, although again, it's still, you know, this magical quality. But that's the point. Like, I felt like on this track, you could maybe like forget that Morton had aged as much, whereas I feel like Alison's voice, and maybe just because I've been going through the 80s stuff so recently, indeed I did an Alison Moyet reaction earlier in this session, The age of her voice stood out a little more. And now that grammar and sentence structure and all manner of coherency is breaking down in my brain, I will end the video, but I have to note that Luca fell back asleep. So she was thinking maybe I should be mischievous, maybe I should get up and wander away, but now I'll just fall back asleep. So apparently the worry was over nothing. Nevertheless, let me know what you think. We'll go through the rest of this concert before I then start jumping around again. I feel like it'd be nice to get a number of these songs because, as I said, I'm enjoying the creative and insightful arrangement with non-electronic instruments in this concert. So once again, shout out to all the AHA family. I do appreciate the patience. I know that AHA reactions aren't quite as normal, but as many people will realize, I'm just going through a crazy number of deep dives, and so I'll get to the point where it's like, oh wait, this deep dive has been 3 weeks, and this one 2 weeks, and so on. And it's like, okay, AHA's been like 4 days or so on, where it's like, I want to do an AHA, but then I feel like, other deep dives are going to feel like I'm shortchanging them. So I'm trying as best to balance everything. There's now like 65 balls in the air, and I'm trying to pull off a circus act, but either way, Mission Impossible will continue. So let me know what you think of this performance, and I will see you next time. Peace.